What is up, Jamily? This is JamiroFan 2000 here with episode 3 of my revisitations of all the albums of the Jamiroquai Discography. Now we come up to 1996, Traveling Without Moving. And in these videos, I am revisiting all the Jamiroquai albums because I do listen to all the albums in the discography with a great frequency. So now we come to 1996, Traveling Without Moving, which was an album whereas Mercy on Planet Earth and Turn to Space Cowboy saw million platinum selling success in their native UK and, of course, in Europe, Traveling Without Moving would end up catapulting Jamiroquai into the mainstream pop music consciousness, and there were several facts and figures that caused a Traveling Without Moving to sell very, very well. But noticeably, it was anchored by, of course, the amazing Jonathan Glazer directed music video for Virtual Insanity, which in its time was groundbreaking and did do a lot to reinvigorate the music video medium of its time, most notably over on MTV, which this music video would end up garnering over 8 Video Music Award wins with over 9 nominations in the year of 1997. So Jamiroquai was, of course, the darlings of MTV at that time. But back to Traveling Without Moving, it was probably the most varietous album that Jamiroquai has done in their discography. I can't think of any other Jamiroquai album of its time that had practically all their influential music genres represented in one album. You had world music, reggae, you had hip-hop, you had funk, you had soul and R&B, all presently very well represented in Traveling Without Moving. And there's no other Jamiroquai album, as I said, that showed this amazing variety of music genres on showcase in one Jamiroquai album. A few other Jamiroquai albums got close to that, but Traveling Without Moving was one of the most well-rounded albums in the whole discography. And quite literally, every song on the album could have been a single, to be honest. Every single, even probably some of the most interesting instrumentals in the Jamiroquai discography were on Traveling Without Moving. And of course, I'm talking about Digital Vibrations and Digirama, a back-to-back masterclass into Yidaki by Wallace Buchanan, former member of Jamiroquai, and just amazing, very earthy instrumentals. When you go back and listen to them from today, it's an amazing album. Lyrically speaking, this was kind of Jamiroquai, where the first 2 albums were very socially conscious. Traveling Without Moving started to enjoy itself. It started to party. It pretty much was a party album. And this was kind of starting to see the musical shift by Jamiroquai from their acid jazz, funk roots to more of a German discotheque, party dance music kind of vein of sound for Jamiroquai. It was a very, very interesting time creatively for Jamiroquai. But of course, this would end up being their best-selling album with 11 million copies sold worldwide, 7 of which were in the United States. So this shows you, and it won a Grammy, it won an Ivor Novello Award, and it won several other notable awards that year it came out. So Traveling Without Moving was the most successful album for Jamiroquai, and listening to it back now, it is just amazing the amount of creativity and direction Jamiroquai had. This was their they were really focusing on reaching the plateau, or reaching the precipice of the top echelon of the pop mainstream, and they were able to hit it. And not to mention, they broke a part of the world which they had been trying for 2 years, or actually for 2 albums to hit. They broke the United States, and at its time in the late 90s, the United States was one of the biggest music markets, one of the make-or-break parts of the world that most musical artists were trying to get to garner amazing sales in. And Jamiroquai was able to break America. So Traveling Moving, an amazing album, even almost 20 years on, still an amazing album. And I hope you enjoyed this look back at Traveling Without Moving. Of course, the next episode I will be discussing the follow-up, one of the most highly anticipated follow-ups in the discography from Jamiroquai. Of course, I'm going to be talking about 1999's Synchronized, and I will be doing a revisitive deep dive into Synchronized in the next episode of the series. I hope you've enjoyed these episodes so far, and please feel free down in the YouTube comment section of this video, please leave your thoughts on what you think about Traveling Without Moving and the 2 prior albums, Return of the Space Cowboy and Mercy on Planet Earth. Please feel free to leave your thoughts on what your feelings, dislike, do like, etc. Whatever your feelings are for the album, years and decades later, if you go and revisit them in your music listening, please feel free to leave all your comments in the respective video YouTube comment section. I'm very much interested in hearing all of your feedback. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye, everybody.